In my last video, I walked you through how to pull together an executive meeting. And in today's video, I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to talk about how to structure and manage multiple back-to-back executive meetings in different states. I know that sounds intimidating, but I have 12 best practices how to pull these meetings off flawlessly from start to finish. So go grab your water, have a seat, and let's get to it. Hey guys, this is Cherie from The Exceptional Assistant, and my channel is all about the day-to-day responsibilities and scenarios of the professional assistant. So whether you're an executive assistant today and looking for new tips and tricks, or you're new to the administrative role, this channel will be a great resource for you. I work for executive level leaders within the largest corporations in America, from the gaming industry, the banking industry, and the movie entertainment industry. I've had the greatest executive mentors throughout the years, and this is my platform to share what I know. Now let's get to the video. In my last video, I walked you through how to organize an executive level meeting. If you didn't have a chance to watch it, I'll link it below. Multiple state-to-state executive meetings can be very challenging, but with the right information, you will come out looking like a superstar in your executive's eyes. There are 12 important questions to ask before you begin structuring these state-to-state meetings. I'm going to run them off quickly and then jump into them one by one. You'll need to know the location and dates of the meetings. You'll need to know how many different meetings will occur at each location. And you'll need to secure conference rooms. You'll have to verify if those conference rooms already have audio-visual services at each location. Another question, are you going to need to feed people? And what about the executive and the participants? How many will be traveling? And equally important, who are your technology partners of the day of the meeting? Who's running the PowerPoint presentation and who's taking the minutes? Remember that your agenda has to reflect the discussion items and the presenters. Who's responsible for the final review of the documents and the presentations? And lastly, is there a need for a post-survey? To understand how to begin organizing the state-to-state meetings, you first have to set time with your executive to know which location he wants to visit, where he wants to visit, and when he wants to visit. You need to ask what meetings he wants to conduct during each location visit outside of the executive meetings. Does he want to meet separately with managers and supervisors? Does he want to do a roundtable with a group of people? Does he need to do one-on-ones while he's there? Once you have this information, you can now begin working on securing conference rooms. And this is the time to send the meeting placeholders to all the participants. The conference room seat capacity needs to be in line with how many participants there are at each meeting. So there may be multiple room reservations. An important side note to consider is your executive may not have a working space at these locations that he's traveling to. So you'll need to reserve a conference place for him to work. In addition, during the executive meetings, some participants may need to step out during the breaks to make business calls. So a room reservation next to the conference room is a very smart move. For the executive level meeting specifically, is there a need for audio-visual services? And in my years as an admin, the answer has always been yes. You may want to think about if a microphone or a podium is needed. I would check with your own company first to see if you can borrow these items for the meetings before you outsource to a vendor. Now let's talk about catering. Is it needed for your executive meeting? If so, bring in coffee and water for your participants. Because some may have not had enough time to grab a cup of joe on the way into the meeting. Now let's talk about lunch. Is there enough time for them to go out and buy lunch and make it back in time to continue the meeting session? Or is it a better idea to bring in lunch for the entire group? What about travel? How many participants are going to have to travel to the executive meetings? I would select a few favorite hotels near the meeting location and send that information to the participants and their admins. If your company is paying for the hotel accommodations, someone is going to need to contact the hotel to negotiate room rates and free commissaries, such as free breakfast, free airport shuttle, free gym access, and free Wi-Fi. Normally, those are the ones that can be negotiated. Another thing to consider is, will there be any non-traveling participants that need to call in? If there are, ensure there's a speakerphone in the room and that the participants have a call-in number and password. This next one is super important. securing tech support to be at the meeting first thing in the morning in case there's technical issues that come up. They will be there to fix these challenges quickly with no real time lost. And if you are tech savvy and you think you're able to fix these issues, great. But let me point out that you will have a room full of executives and there is so much happening at the first part of the meeting that your time is very limited to fixing technical issues and problems, and that can create an issue for you and your executive, and that is the last thing you want to do. Don't forget to select an individual to be responsible for running the PowerPoint presentation if you're required to take the minutes. If you don't have anyone to assist you, a good idea is to purchase a presentation clicker. This way, the speaker can move the slides themselves and you can stay focused on taking the minutes. You'll need to find out from your executive who he has selected to present them. Now that you know your presenters and discussion items, you'll need to know who will be working on the documents and PowerPoint presentations. Once the documents or PowerPoint decks are completed, you'll need to confirm who's sending you the final documents and PowerPoint presentation. This means there is someone specific to review the documents for accuracy and last-minute changes. Is there a need for a post-survey to gather feedback from the participants? If they were able to understand and follow the information that was shared? Did they feel confident in the directive they were given? And what could we have done better for the next executive meeting? And that's how you pull together state-to-state executive meetings. It's a lot of work and definitely a team effort. But remember, you're running the show. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And if you have a great tip to share, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.